Influence of the Ohio, Allegheny, and Monongahela Rivers at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Green Bay Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. From UTEP, this is Aaron Jones, and he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Pick up with 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Now Rodgers on the bootleg. They'll roll him out right. Got a man. It's Tanyan complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. They're going deep downfield for Boykin, and that is incomplete.
An early message that this secondary is going to be tested, because even though it fell incomplete, it almost felt like a warning shot to get things going.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Rodgers. Looking for Godwin, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ballgame.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On the run is Conner. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description, because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that will be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
1 yard attempt.
And that is no good. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
And because they couldn't hit the long field goal, they are set up nicely offensively at the 41, 1st and 10.
Jones running on first down, but finding it pretty tough going as he'll get forward for only about 3 there before he's taken down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
From the 44, Rodgers gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they're going to have a third down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. What a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
To throw is Rodgers. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
On fourth down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Kicks away as he angles this one for the sideline. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay.
Now Ben hit, and he lost the football. It's loose, and the Packers pick it up. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return? Everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home.
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return. Here comes Johnson on the return. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Roethlisberger will get this to Connor underneath. Oh, Connor loses it. And this is going to be Packer football. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 12 yards there and a first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Robert Tonyan, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken in the end zone.
And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Packer pressure, and down he goes. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 15. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And it's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Looking downfield for Godwin. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again. Rodgers looking downfield for... That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Packers. Chris Godwin. His 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Packers add on to their lead. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long. Go get it, big man.
And the top speed he attained there, according to Next Gen Stats, 21.3 miles per hour. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Kenny Clark, the big D tackle there to make the stop. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
At the 12-yard line.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out. And the Packers pick it up. And he'll be brought down around the 7-yard line. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
You certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time: completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. Extra point try now for Crosby.
And we know they won't get their names in the stat sheet, but the offensive line has to get all the credit for that touchdown run. Tremendous job of blocking, paving the way for the 6 points.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
So they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 7 yards there and a first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 36-yard.
On 2nd down, it's Connor looking for an opening. Not much there. He'll get it to the 39. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. Now Roethlisberger. This is Johnson. He's got it. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
At the 39-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Roethlisberger will hand to Connor. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now it's Roethlisberger. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
third down, Roethlisberger. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. Green Bay up to the task there in coverage and forcing a fourth down.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Roethlisberger will stay out there, and they're going to go for it on fourth. They'll try and throw for him with Roethlisberger. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Kenny Clark. And this defense will take over right at midfield. Well, you feel the excitement build on those fourth down plays. Defense has to stay out there, but for the offense, when that thing doesn't work out, such disappointment.
It can absolutely be a deflator, but how about the defensive guys? If they stop you on fourth down, they are absolutely elevated going to their bench.
They're elevated now. Big stop on fourth down. From midfield, here's Rodgers. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Another try after the first down sack. Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, as we get ready for third down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on second down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on third and long.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Working from the gun, Rodgers. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's fourth down. Open man has got one. It's complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. Rodgers now on first down. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Another try after the first down sack. Rodgers. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a fourth down. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. And this carries into the end zone. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
Off the play fake, he'll set up to throw it.
That's complete to his running back, Connor. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
There's a nice pickup right there. And after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
They'll run with a former Tar Heel, TJ Logan. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Roethlisberger. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And he hits his tight end, Ebron. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
48-yard line.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now Roethlisberger. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 10 more for him on that one. He's been a busy man. It's a 1st down. Ben to throw again.
This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end.
Well, he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. He got 29 yards that time.
But look what we have here, a sustained drive, and that was certainly AWOL in the first half. They really struggled to try and move the football. But right now, they certainly seem to have the formula working. Let's see if they can keep it up.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down at will.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Flush to his right. to the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. Jair Alexander that time able to knock that one away.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Now it's Roethlisberger. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Dean Lowry able to record his 5th sack of the season. They'll try to surge ahead with Connor. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A good run there, 8 yards. Gets them much closer to the end zone with 4th and goal looming. They're going to run. Here's Connor. He's fighting, but they're not going to let him in. Stopped at the 2-yard line. They stop him on 4th and goal at the 3. And this shutout is going to continue as the defense holds again. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Minka Fitzpatrick on the tackle. A 7-yard pickup brings up
Al Rodgers. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the 42-yard line.
On 2nd and 12, Rodgers. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. T.J. Watt, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. They're looking for Godwin, but it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
They'll try to run it. This is Connor. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. Back now in Pittsburgh. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
They'll look to run with Connor. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
Loss of a yard brings up 4th and goal.
They're going on 4th down. It's Roethlisberger. And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And they'll be down just outside of the end zone at the 1-yard line. CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. Gets out of a little bit of trouble there with a shifty move. He'll take it up past the 6. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this.
He's going to wind up and air it out. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And pitch just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defense coordinator says, we're going to call this be who you are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there. I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them. And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
On 3rd down, it's Connor. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down.
Call it a gain of 5, but still a decent ways from the end zone now on 4th and goal.
4th down and goal.
The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. Here we go. It's Roethlisberger on 4th down. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Kalen Ballage, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he's got it as the score is now 31-7.
The score is 31. Steelers 7. Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
Flushed out right. And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
So when the defense complains about having to do pursuit drills in the heat of training camp, plug in this play. Excellent pursuit. Force the quarterback out of the pocket. He ends up trying to run for it. Instead, he goes out of bounds and loses yardage. That goes down as a sack for the defense.
Looking left sideline, it's complete.
And he is going to have a Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's a gain of 16 and a 1st down for the green and gold. They'll try and run some clock now with Jones.
And this will be a Packers first down as good running gets them to about the 44.
Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And then when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
They run with Jones on first down, but he'll struggle here just to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain.
On that play, it was the defensive front that won the battle. They out-leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held them to no gain.
Throwing on second down. Rodgers steps away. Open on the left side. This is Valdez-Scantling. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one covers 29 yards. First down. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Stephon Tuitt, the one that got him down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory.
And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own. But as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you. And if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front seven can get him down.
The Packers unable to pick up the first. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. Completing it to the right side. Johnson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Roethlisberger. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And this throw will be intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick, and his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. Count them now, 6 interceptions between last week and this week. Now, the 3 picks last week helped them to a win. They're in the driver's seat once more.
And they're the ones that are doing all the leading, aren't they? Right? The 3 interceptions last week, that led to a victory. 3 interceptions so far in this game, that has them out in front. We often think of the offense driving things. In this case, it's the defense, not just holding teams, but creating big plays for themselves.
And that's going to be incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
He was looking for Chris Godwin that time. And it's 3rd down. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you could put yourself in jeopardy.
Now this is fielded in the end zone. And he's going to be tackled inside his 10-yard line. And they hear a few words from his head coach on that decision. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day?
And he loses the football a second time. And the Packers pick it up. And good field position coming up here. The football at the 12-yard line. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. And this will be caught. Well, forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins